I'm sorry, I'm really angry. I'm trying to recover something useful from this. Drugs. There's a connection between the animal and plant kingdoms, and it's through the gut and the enteric nervous system. And I expect that that's what Alexander Lurier's book is about. And it's not, it doesn't have to be about psychedelics. It's about things like coffee and nicotine, tobacco. There's a deep cultural human connection with plants, and it's that's at the basis of shamanism. And there have been books written by quite good books. I think Wade Davis's book is probably quite good. Fuck that fucking speech and that fucking performance. When I stopped smoking, I forgot a whole way of thinking that I had before when I did smoke. And it even changes with the brand of tobacco. When I was a kid, when I was at Schumacher College, I smoked Marlboro. I can't remember what I used to smoke when I was designing computers, hardware. But there was a whole way of thinking that I had that was connected with tobacco, and that it just disappeared when I stopped. And I stopped smoking tobacco around the time that I started learning functional programming. The way you think about functional programming is very different to the way you think about sort of procedural programming. And I remember I almost made the transition quite smoothly when I was developing that regular expression that regular expression library around August 1990. Because I was writing functional C. If you look at that code, it makes heavy use of recursion, and I saw, but before I'd ever learned how to program in Scheme or Lisp, I never learned how to program in Lisp. But before I learned Scheme, I had a notion that what I was doing in C was expressible in a Lisp-like manner. Whenever I wrote C code that traversed lists which were just C structures allocated from blocks, so you'd have a new function that created a new structure, and then it returned it or failed out of memory. And then the structure had forward and backward pointers, or however you worked it. And you could effectively killer down lists of exactly. I was writing C code that basically did that, and that's what most of my regular expression library was. I'm too fucking angry to speak.